Back here at Iron Eagle Tactical in the gun shop with Tom Abbott. We went out to the range. Ozark Outfitters had a great time firing off a number of different handguns, rifles, putting some projectiles down range, if you will. And then, like anything else, there's always the part where you got to clean it. And while cleaning probably isn't the funnest or the most glamorous part of owning a firearm, it's got to be done in order to maintain the longevity of the firearm. Of course, a lot of things can happen. You talk about misfires, a lot of mechanical issues if you don't keep your firearms clean. So, with that in mind, we're back here to enjoy, maybe tell a few stories about what happened at the range, but more importantly, to talk to folks about cleaning their firearm.
That's right, KB. A clean firearm's a happy firearm.
All right.
And you want your firearm to be happy. You want it to continue to work for you and to protect you. So we are going to pull a pistol apart. One of the pistols that we shot out there, show you the public how to clean one of those, how to disassemble it properly, what to clean, what to oil, put it all back together, wipe it down, put it back in your safe, or if it's one that you're going to carry, you want to put it back into service, then you'll load it back up and put it back into service. So we've brought this back again before I left the range, made sure everything was unloaded, but we've transported it back. It's been out of my sight since we got back. So I'm going to pull it out of its holster. Again, take the magazine out of it. Again, nothing in the magazine. I'm going to set this over to the side. There's really not a lot of cleaning to do with the magazines. We'll wipe it down with a little gun oil and all that stuff, but they usually don't get a lot of residue on them. So now we're going to disassemble. It's fairly easy. The slide's going to come off of this. You don't disassemble the entire gun. No. It comes off in about 4 parts. So this one has a notch on it. I want to bring this back so that I can drive this pin out. So sometimes it takes a little coordination, but you can take a pin. There we go. So that knocks the slide lock out of it and allows you to take, this is the frame of the gun. So there's a retention spring inside here, coil spring. Then the barrel comes out. This is all the farther, though we need to tear this gun down to properly clean it after shooting. So what I like to do is a little before and after is I'll look down the barrel here with this bore light. And if you'll look down through there, KB, you can see the spirals inside the barrel. All right. There's 2 ways of doing it. You can do it by hand. I like to do it with an ultrasonic cleaner. So the thing with this is I use the Lucas Oil's Extreme Bore Solvent. It also works well in ultrasonic cleaners. It's like washing your car because it heats it up. And you know from experience, whether you're washing dishes or you're washing your car, you wash it in hot water or warm water, it's going to clean better than if you do it just cold. So I like to take the barrel, drop it in here. We'll no longer than we shot it. We'll put it on there for about 180 seconds. We'll turn it on. We'll let it do its thing. Now that thing's doing the ultrasonic cleaning in a heated solution, so it's going to loosen up a lot of those particles. We're going to go back to cleaning the rest of this, which I like to hit it with the CLP. First thing I'm going to do before I get too far into this is put on my gloves.
Probably not a bad idea.
To protect my man hands.
Yes.
So what I like to do here is I'll take a brush and dip it in the hot solution and just start working on some of these areas right up inside the slide here. You can even go through the end of the barrel here or the end of the slide. Clean in here, get some of that stuff out of there. This particular item here, I just like to spray and wipe down. I love this CLP from Lucas Oil. It cleans, lubes, and protects all at the same time.
And that's something that a lot of people don't realize. And when you think of Lucas Oil, you don't really think of racing, but they make some products for cleaning your firearms as well.
Oh, absolutely. I take this, wipe it down with the CLP, and again, that loosens up any fouling that's on here from the gunpowder, residue, gets any of the old oil that's on here off there. And I like to leave my guns lubed up quite a bit. I'm not afraid to do that. Clean the pin, wipe down the spring. You know, you don't have to get too carried away with it. And then we'll take the frame of the gun And do the same thing with the brush. And dip it in the hot solution. You want to loosen that up.
Takes that right out of
See
there.
how that hot solution just takes that stuff right off there? Get down inside there. This is where your trigger mechanism is, so you want to make sure it's nice and clean, and we'll lubricate it later. The hammer right here, just on the end of it. It's not a real high area. It's got a little, it'll get a little bit of wear on it, but over time, but other than that, you just want to get all of the particles loosened up inside here. Then my favorite thing for these is our tactical gun swabs to get down in some of these tighter areas. All right, see, now that I've loosened all of this stuff, and I take them and get them down in there. So you want to get all of that old gunpowder and stuff out of there. So anyway, you clean all of this stuff up, get all of the old residue out of there. Let's pull the gun barrel out. So pick that baby back up out of there. So we'll get in the handy dandy toolkit here. This is a multi-caliber handgun toolkit. I'm gonna run this down through here now. It's loosened up any of the copper fouling, any of the lead that's stuck to the side of the barrel down through here. So I'm gonna run this through there about a half a dozen times. That's good and clean. Now we want to dry it off. So now we'll run this patch down through there. And see how some of that, see, we're loosening up that black stuff, and we're gonna come out of there. For the final wipe down on these, I just like to take an old cotton t-shirt or an old rag. You know, paper towels work fine too. We've got this. We've got a frame here now that I just want to do a last wipe down on. And we got everything here that we want to assemble it back together with. And we want to use a little oil on it. And again, I use Lucas oil, makes a great oil. So, especially with this little applicator bottle. So, I want to take this.
There's all the cracks and crevices.
There's some moving parts in the trigger. So I want to take that needle and stick it down in there. Needle and just put a little bit of lube on all the moving parts, the contact areas of that. So now we'll grab the barrel. We'll fit it back in here. So we're going to do the same thing here. That spring will fit up inside that. Set up there. And that. So that then our slide goes all the way back. We're going to take this slide lock, which is also part of the disassembly. You can see there's a hole that lines up there.
Goes all the way through.
Goes all the way through. Take that slide back till it slides underneath there.
Folks, again, this is where patience is key.
Okay.
You just have to have a little patience. There you go.
There you go. The nice thing about the AR is there are a lot of replacement parts available for it. And again, it disassembles about like a pistol. There's not that many moving parts to it. So let's go through it real quick.
Very good.
All right. Make sure that the bolts forward and that our chamber's empty, which we know that it is. So we want to do the takedown pins, which are right here on the side of it.
Okay.
There's one there. Look at that. That lets it clamshell open. That to drive that out. Just get it started. All right. So now we have successfully taken the lower and the upper apart. Basically, I'm going to take it, drop it down in the solution, turn it on again for, we'll set it for about 4 minutes. I'm going to use the same hot solution.
Very good.
Get that out of there. But again, it's important. This is going to be a tight fit. It's 22 caliber in a 22 caliber barrel. Is I want to make sure that I'm able to twist this as it goes down through there. You want it to be able to freely float, especially when you're pulling it out with the rifling. And I want to focus down in here around the gas tube and where the bolt locks up.
Sure.
So I want to get that wet with this solution so it starts breaking down any of that carbon that's built up in there. We're going to do the same thing with the lower. I'm going to grab it. And again, there's not a, we want to look at the hammer area right here. Not a lot of buildup in this particular gun because I clean it so often. But you can really get down in this trigger assembly right here. So you'll want to wipe off any of this excess stuff around the outside edges. Just kind of do the lower itself doesn't get near as dirty as the upper. So again, I'll take the tactical tips here, kind of get down in some of those smaller areas. Ultrasonic cleaner's done its job, so we've got that ready to oil up and go back together. I want to run a patch down through the barrel, and so we'll run that down through the barrel. So now look how much cleaner this bolt is.
Yeah.
And boy, that is hot. It's a good thing I've got gloves on in this t-shirt. I'm not going to have you do this one because you'll punch me.
Hot potato.
It is hot. Yeah, it's about 180 degrees.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's warm. But other than that, this thing is ready to lube up and put back together. We're going to put a little oil right here. That's where it slides back and forth on the ammo. These little lands right here. The most important area to lubricate is right here. This is where all of the impact of it slamming back and forth into the breech of the barrel. So I like to put a lot of oil on this. Some people say it's too much, but I know guys that run fully automatic and they lube them up like crazy. We're going to take this. The key ingredient here is the charging handle. And one thing I do like to do on the charging handle is put a little bit of grease on it. It's not oil sensitive, but I do like to put a little bit of grease. Its contact area is right here. So I put a little bit of this Lucas Oil gun grease right in that spot because that's what's sliding against metal to metal. Put that in there. I'm going to wipe this out real quick. Now my bolt carrier group, which I've already lubed up, goes in there. It's got to go in there in a certain position. You lock that barrel in like that.
Bingo.
We're going to put just a little bit of lube on this hammer. Down here around the spring area where it pivots on the pin so we don't wear it out.
It's like oiling your frying pan. Your cast iron skillet.
Absolutely.
You're going to get a lot more use out of it if you keep it well
You're going to
oiled.
season it. You're going to line these up, put that down together, put that pin in, put that pin in.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Have a fully cleaned and lubed AR ready to go back in its carrying case. If you're using one of these for home defense, you would put a magazine in it, rack one into it, keep it in your gun safe, and you know that when it hits the fan, this is the first gun you're going to go to.
Tom Abbott, what a great opportunity to work with you. Iron Eagle Tactical. Check it out again online. If people want to contact you directly, it's Iron Eagle. Is it ironeagletactical.com?
Yes.
Okay, just make sure.
And follow our Facebook page.
Right.
If I get anything out of this, go to our Facebook page, like it, send me messages on there. We're constantly monitoring that, and that's the easiest way to communicate with me is through Facebook.
Yeah, if you've got questions or comments, maybe you're having an issue cleaning your firearm, or you just need a little, a little good old-fashioned education. You can get it from this gentleman right here. Appreciate your time, sir. Thank you very much.
KB, always a pleasure.
And I've learned a lot. I hope you've learned a lot. We'll keep this series available on our YouTube channel as well. You can look up, I don't know if it's going to be What's Burnin' or exactly, but we'll find out. We'll tell you how to keep these various episodes of the series for responsible gun ownership available to you anytime you'd like to check them out. I want to thank the crew, Megan Alvers, Andrew Evans for sticking it out with us as well. Ricky Smith, I guess he's involved in it somehow. We'll figure that out later. But more importantly, we want you to be safe. We want you to be prepared. We don't want you to be fearful of something like this, and you won't through training and education. Tom, thanks again, and thanks to all of you for watching What's Burnin' right here on Lake TV.